Every year at St. David's, we sponsor an event called Coins for Kenya. The very simple concept is that each parish family looks around their house or their cars for places where we stash coins, when we empty our pockets at the end of the day. A small dish on the dresser, an empty coffee cup on the kitchen counter, one of the cup holders in the car where we dump our change after we go through the drive-through. Every year when this event comes around, Nan and I are amazed to find out how many coins we have tucked away here and there around our place. We always check those coins carefully though, because mixed in with the nickels and the dimes and the quarters are coins that we've collected from our many, many years of international travel as part of our careers. So we've got coins in there from Trinidad, Kenya, the Czech Republic, Malaysia, Germany, England, France, Japan. All of these coins have someone's profile stamped on them. And it might be a queen, it might be a dead president, a premier, but it's usually a statesman known only to the residents of that particular nation, for the most part. Obviously, going all the way back to the time of Christ and before, we humans love to put the images of our monarchs and politicians on the coins of the realm. These coins are uniquely connected to the citizenship of each of the nations where they were minted. Citizenship is defined as the status of a person recognized under the custom or law of a sovereign state as a member of or belonging to that state. As a citizen of the United States, we're reminded of this constantly right now during this relentless election process, where we are bombarded with these last days before December 3rd on our airwaves, online, and in our mail. As citizens, we're expected to vote, to adhere to the law of the land, and to pay taxes. Most of us do this gladly in thanksgiving for the many blessings that we receive as being citizens of this country. We're willing to give back in order to support the infrastructure that surrounds us. Roads, bridges, law enforcement, environmental protections, clean, safe drinking water, sewer systems. The things that most of us never really think about, but simply take for granted as part of being citizens of the state, the city, or the nation. We understand how the system works, and we support it in a legal and more or less patriotic manner. But in today's gospel lesson, Jesus reminds us that we are all citizens in two worlds. We are citizens of our country and state, but we are also citizens of God's kingdom. Jesus says this morning, "Give therefore to the emperor the things that are the emperor's, and give to God the things that are God's." The first part of that statement is what we tend to focus on because it's easy to understand and it's part of our daily lives. Our paychecks have taxes taken out of them. We pay sales tax every time we purchase something or some service. It's pretty much just built in. And we don't give a whole lot of thought to it. It's the second part of Jesus' statement here that is the real puzzle, the real challenge, and the real reason why his answer to the religious leaders silences them and they walk away in amazement. Give unto God the things that are God's. What does that mean? What are the things that are God's? In that other world where we hold citizenship because of the incredible blessings that are provided to us, what kind of tax are we expected to pay? Certainly our pledges of financial support Gifts out of our own coin are part of that. But knowing Jesus as we do from all of his teachings, seeing here how easily he dismisses the issue of physical currency, we get the sense that Jesus is speaking of something else. And it is something that apparently shames the religious authorities into silence. So the implication is that whatever it is, the Pharisees and the Herodians are not living examples of giving to God what is God's. One place we can look for an answer to this question is in the book of 1 John, chapter 4. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. So the things that are God's are those things that express and embody love. When we give back to God what we have received as citizens of God's kingdom, we give back love. When we act as citizens of God's kingdom, we act in love. Episcopal Presiding Bishop Michael Curry speaks of this in his new book, Love is the Way, Holding On to Hope in Troubling Times. In a recent interview about the current state of America upon reaching the horrible milestone of 200,000 coronavirus deaths nationally, he said this: "Without love, we won't make it. With it, we will." I'm not talking about love as a sentiment, he says. I'm talking about love as a personal and moral commitment to a particular way of living that is unselfish, even sacrificial. A way of living that seeks the good and the well-being and the welfare of others, as well as the self. That is how we give to God what is God's. We act always in love, unselfish love, giving love. As citizens who dwell in God's kingdom, let's try in every way going forward to live our lives in this loving, giving, God-like way. Amen.